I hit a button on my keyboard and it stopped recording. Okay. So the part 2 of me ranting about economics. Yes, part 2. Wow, I've already talked for like 10 minutes about this. I have a lot of feelings about economics. It's just how it is. Okay, so it would cause a lot of inflation. So someone living on a fixed income like me, if the amount of inflation that went with raising the minimum wage to $10 happened, I would not... Okay, currently I spend about $40 a week on groceries. When I have an income and the boy has an income, we collectively spend anywhere from $40 to $80 on groceries, depending on if our fridge is working and if either of us has time to cook, like, actual meat, how much junk food we buy, you know, stuff like that. Or if we have to buy cat food that week. All sorts of things. But anyway, okay, the kind of inflation that would come with a $10 minimum wage would probably make it so that instead of spending like $40 a week on groceries, I hesitate to say I'd be spending twice that. But inflation's done weirder things. For instance, a lot of the time when you're experiencing massive inflation, consumer confidence takes a complete fucking nosedive and the entire economy starts to collapse in around itself. Which is fun stuff that you can totally see in Europe in the wake of World War I. Great economic fuckery going on there. Okay, so me and my grandma, who lives on her savings, would be completely fucking screwed because the money that was previously lasting us 6 months is now going to last us 4 months, or 3 months, or fuck, even 2 months. I don't know, it depends on, you know, sometimes people, it's a whole thing. Okay, so, you know, I'm screwed. Students who are living off government money are screwed. People living on disability are screwed. People who are living off their savings are screwed. People who are living off retirement are screwed. People or who are living off their pensions are screwed. People who recently bought houses would be screwed, possibly. Although, given the way the housing market, I can't even go into the housing market. I'll die. I'll just explode into flames. I have lots of feelings. So yeah, okay, inflation would negatively affect the economy in general, and it would specifically impact people on fixed incomes, like a lot of things. It would also mean that people receiving government aid, I'm just saying, okay, inflation in the economy happens a lot faster than usually government aid gets revised. So instead of that $200 a month going towards, I'm sorry. When I was on food stamps, which I have been off and on for much of my life, it made it a lot more comfortable. We could buy a lot more luxuries. Like, I didn't feel bad about asking my mom for fresh apples, or, you know, apples that didn't taste like mealy crap. I didn't feel bad about asking, like, for Lunchables, but it didn't cover our food budget, and it was just me and my mom, and we were getting a pretty significant amount because we were technically homeless, and she was a single working homeless mom. So we were getting a significant amount of money from the government at that time, and it did not cover our food budget. It did not even halfway cover our food budget, and I've looked into how much financial aid I would have been qualified for at various points in my life, and it never would have covered my food budget. Ever. Like, and the idea of trying, okay, with that much inflation, trying to make ends meet with that little assistance, it's not happening. It's just, wow. It becomes a lot more difficult. It would affect the cost of a lot of things. It would also probably, since the government is often so slow to readjust their rates and things, it would probably also be really, really bad for the government's, you know, like, deficit or whatever. So, like, all these people who are trying to, like, oh, let's raise the minimum wage and we'll raise the quality of life and we'll raise consumer confidence and the entire economy will get back on track. It's basically all I'm hearing coming out of your mouths is, I don't understand economics and I'm just an attractive idiot they hired to stand here and have stupid ideas. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Because raising the minimum wage is not a positive action. It is, at best, a completely useless action. In practice, it's not a completely useless action. It's actively hurting the economy, especially when you're raising the minimum wage by that much, you're causing that much inflation, you're having that much of a ripple effect. I mean, it just, okay? We've witnessed economies completely collapse because of inflation, and you want to take an action that has historically done nothing but cause inflation. It's really stupid. It's really stupid, okay? And it's really simple. Like, I have to tell you, it's been a while since I took any fucking economics classes, alright? I just care a lot about economics. But, like, economics is seriously really common sense kind of stuff, okay? Like, especially things like, okay, I don't understand why people think that raising the minimum wage is going to do anything. It's sort of like, you know in New York how they have price ceilings or price floors, whatever the stupid, it's a counterintuitive term for it, but like, they have a limit on how high the rent can be, right? That fucks with supply and demand. Because that means that people can't raise the rent at all, ever. Which, on the one hand, okay, yeah, now you can actually afford to live in your apartment. Good luck finding one. Because it means that the, demand is far outstripping the supply. It's this whole thing, and it's just when you go in and fuck with shit like that without understanding what you're doing, I mean, even when you understand what you're doing, there's a good chance that things are going to get completely fucking weird. Like, you're not going to be able to deal with what the economy is doing because you threw something out of whack. And these people who clearly don't understand the economy want to go and do something that would make a massive change. And I'm sorry I keep harping about, like, the fucking minimum wage raise all the time, except this is always the solution people propose. And you know, it's like putting a patch in a sinking boat. No, I take it back. It's like trying to patch a sinking boat with a blowtorch. I'm not sure what you're trying to accomplish. It's a completely nonsensical and stupid idea, and it's stupid, and I hate it. And that's my story. Yeah, that's my story. My story is it's stupid and I hate it. I really just wanted to talk to the camera, but I didn't have anything to talk about. Talk to the camera. Talk to you. Yeah, you specifically still watching this video. Love you, Sarah. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure there are other people. Maybe. I don't know. Who actually cares about me rambling this long about economics? Probably no one. But anyway. So, and it's the solution that people always propose is the problem, is that it's something that people keep coming back to. It's like the way the Republicans keep going back to repealing the healthcare law. What is that going to do for you? What is that going to do for you? Okay, it didn't work the first time, it didn't work the second time, and you keep doing it, okay? Like, you've raised the minimum wage in the past, what effect did it have on the economy? A negligible or negative one. And you think this time, miraculously, it's going to have a positive effect? This time, for sure. Like, no! 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 You're stupid, and you should feel bad about how stupid you are, because you put yourself in a position of authority and set yourself up as a person who knew what they were talking about, and you open your fucking mouth, and it's like, you don't know a goddamn thing! You're making it up! Okay, and you know what? I have a lot of respect for people who just make it up, alright? But, like, do it better. Stop sucking at making it up, okay? If you're gonna make it up, don't make up things that are really easy to disprove by looking at any economic theory or economic history, okay? Make up something, like, bold and innovative that no one can fact-check you on, alright? Like, it's not hard. I mean, it is hard, because I just tried to think of an example and I can't think of anything, and I'm a fucking writer. But, like, it's just... Stop acting like you know shit about the economy, because you don't. Okay? I'm just some scrawny poor queer sitting in a fucking uninsulated office at 10:30 at night in the fucking desert, okay? Clearly, I have made some bad decisions, and I understand more about the economy than all these fucking politicians who keep fucking suggesting that they just, you know, oh, let's raise the minimum wage, that'll solve all our problems. And that's sad. That's sad. I'm just saying, you know what I spent my day doing? Playing with little bits of thin paper and trying to make them look right. That's literally what I did. That's what I did today. I got paid for that. And I know more about the economy than you do.